being successful or trying to be successful, like, you're gonna lose your personal life. I've appreciated every failure that I've had, every wall I've hit, every fall that I've had as far as it, because I think that's what's made me appreciate everything.
Welcome to another conversation. Today we have somebody extremely smart that's going to teach us a lot of things about a lot of stuff.
That's the plan.
So we have Gaby with us. Gaby, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. You came straight from your job here. Like, you literally took a client and then came straight here, right?
Yeah, can you tell? I should be asleep. No, I'm just kidding.
Always working. Always working. No, well, thank you for taking the time to come and sit down for a little bit. So I did want to talk to you because, you know, we've known each other, for about 4 years now? 5 years? Something like that?
Maybe
4?
a little bit before.
So, and ever since I've seen you, ever since I've met you, I see you on social media and you're always running around. You're always busy. Do you ever stop?
No. I don't even think I stop in my sleep.
Crazy. How do you not go crazy yet? But, so I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes if you want to explain, who you are, what it is that you do for anybody that doesn't know you that's listening, how they can.
I'm just a girl who does lashes.
Lashes girl.
No, I've been doing lashes since 2012. It originally started off just something for fun, and I had a full-time job, and eventually that, we kind of parted ways, and it became my full-time job. And where I'm at now, it was never like on my bucket list. It was just something that happened.
It just happened.
But I mean, I wouldn't change it.
So I got a chance to record one of your videos, which took many takes. But no, you were explaining a little bit of the story, how it started, right. And you did give a little bit of background on how you started on the medical field. Mm-hmm. But what got you interested in it, in the beginning? Because I know you say you just landed on it, but there's something that piqued your interest, right?
It's funny because when I was getting out of high school, I always said I wanted to go to cosmetology school. But I was like, no, you know what? I don't want to do that, because I was like, I don't want to do people's hair all the time, because I'm just like, I have to be in the mood. If I'm gonna do your hair, like, I have to want to do it. So can you imagine me being a hairdresser and be like, no, not today. Go home and try it yourself. And so I kind of just backed off of it. But originally, I wanted to be a dentist, and so I've always been like real hands-on.
Way different now, huh, from what you're doing now.
Well, I mean, kind of. I just moved from the mouth up to the lashes.
You're still in the face.
It's still there. No. I started getting my lashes done, and so I was always like asking questions. I was that person, like, "What are you doing now? What are you doing that?" Like, It was just all that, and then I just started kind of like doing my own research and looking at things, and it was just interesting to me. So just being able to work independently and get lost in what I was doing, like the dental field and lashes, for me, related so much. I mean, the mouth, the eyes, different, but
you lay him down on a bed.
Pretty much.
That's not called a bed, is it? What is it called?
Well, a lash bed, massage bed.
Oh, okay. I thought it had like a
facial bed,
a scientific name or something.
No.
So, and before we get any further, we have another guest with us who refuses to be on camera. So Nicole is here. So if you guys hear a third voice, every once in a while jumping in, that's Nicole. That's Gaby's best friend or partner. What? She's there all the time. Look, I bother her 24/7. It could be late, and I'm like, hey, something comes to mind, and I'm like either texting her or calling her. Hey,
she's
you
like,
awake?
woman,
no, wake
what
up.
do you want? But no, yeah, she's been with me through most of it. So
okay, very cool. Well, getting back to your business. So you mentioned, you landed into this and you started working on this. But as we all know, going into business ain't easy.
No.
There's sacrifices. There's things that you have to give up, maybe. Can you, I don't know if that might have been the hardest thing about this, or if there's something else that you would say was kind of like, has been the toughest thing?
I mean, I don't know, because I've always been used to like being on the go. Like if I'm not doing anything, I get real impatient, you know. And then she makes fun of me because she's like, "Why can't you just go to sleep?" I don't know, I can't. Like I really try. Like I'll close my eyes and it'll just pop right back open. But no, like I've always been like on the go. Like I'll leave one thing, go to another, and so on. So I mean, I just being in the business or any business for yourself is just like what's been hard is trying to figure out when to shut it off.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just sometimes I can't stop. And sometimes I stop a little too much. But it's just that balance. I'm still working on it till this day. But missing out on, you know, events with the kids or games and things like that. But I'll show up even if it's the last 5 minutes. If I can be there, I'm going to make it. But I mean, time, right?
Not enough time. No, I think I can definitely agree with you. No, and for me, that's probably the biggest sacrifice, like not being able to go to everything that the kids do. And you were mentioning something very important right now, that you cannot stop. You know, you're always on the go. And I think there's two type of people who do that, you know. And I don't know which are you, but I'm like the worst one, because like I'm the same way. Like we can be sitting down watching a movie as family, and then eventually, no, I have to be doing something. I get up and I come and start working on something. And so I like to be doing stuff. However, a lot of times I don't finish what I start. Like my brain is too scattered.
I start a lot of things, you know. I got to tell myself, or like you said, I'll start watching a movie, and then I'll pick up my phone, and then I start checking an email, and then I get on social media, and then I start posting, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot to do this. Let me go back. Yeah. And so that's what my life consists of. Like it's just a lot of that.
So you're like me then.
I think that's normal. I don't know.
No, and it shows. Well, so when I see you, like I was mentioning, I see you on social media always running around.
Wait. Explain this running around.
Always busy. Actually, there was a time, and maybe you can kind of explain a little bit of what you guys went through, but there was a time, I think is when around the time that you were setting up your school, you know.
There was a lot of that.
That you seemed very stressed, like you were going through a lot.
Well,
like it's still happening.
A whole nother conversation right there. I don't know if you're ready for that one. No, opening the school was challenging for sure. I'm glad you find it funny over there, but no, it was challenging. It was a lot of square footage we were dealing with, and my poor dad. He worked a lot. Like he helped me a lot, and you know, some days I was just like, man, I feel bad, but then it's like, hey, I'm gonna bring someone in. No, I got it. And I'm like, are you sure, Dad? Because like, I mean, I was wearing him out, you know, but I'm daddy's girl, so I guess he felt bad to say no or whatever. But it was stressful, because if it was like we were getting to the bottom of one thing and then another thing happened, and then I think it was towards the end, the water heater busted. Yes. God, I was like, what am I supposed to do
like
now?
One thing after another.
Yeah, it was just so much. And then like trying to get the inspector to come out, do the permits and all that. It was, I mean, everything you can think of. And I'm just like, why am I doing this? Like, do I really need to do this? Like, I could just go back and focus on clients, you know, day in, day out. But I mean, it's worth it. At the moment I couldn't tell you that, because I was just like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think you're in a space when that's going on where so many things are happening, and so many times, if again, it's happened to me a lot of times, so many times you think, you know what, it'd be much easier to just go back to do this. You know, this is already established, this is already set up, you know, why don't I just do this? So with that in mind, when you say it's worth it, I know. When I was at y'all's party last week, you mentioned you didn't want to leave the area. You wanted to stay around Oak Cliff because you wanted to give back. You wanted to kind of help the community. Right. What are some of the things that you like doing for the community, or?
Well, I just like. I mean, a lot of people look. I'm not gonna say they frown upon, but it's like you hear Oak Cliff, and the first thing you think is like, oh, you're gonna get shot, you're gonna get robbed, this or that, right? But it's just more of like, I want to keep it local. I want people, like, we're kind of the heart of Dallas. I mean, we're central. So it's still, within reach of not just the community in itself, but, you know, other people even from coming out of town. And just being able to help, there's a lot of people to help in the area, but just being able to reach out and just be like, hey, look, I'm nobody. I'm just a girl who decided to do something more than what I was already doing. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. But, you know, it takes a lot, like, of sacrifice.
So in the past, before being where you're at today, did you ever picture yourself owning a business and having a school and doing everything that you're doing today?
No,
No?
I did not. No. I mean, my plans were, well, I don't know what my plans were. I was just like,
You were living life.
I was just working. Like, literally, I had my first kid and, you know, had bought a house, and it was, I really wasn't thinking about the future. It was just more like what happens. You know, I would never woke up one day and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start a business today because I wanna, you know, tell myself what to do. It just, like I said, it's just life events happen, and it just kind of pushes you in that direction because, you know, there are days when you need to take off for your kids, doctor's appointments, and your boss is like, hey, but I need you here. When you're an important person at work, or you can handle 10 jobs all at once, like this one right here.
That's why everybody needs a Nicole.
No, so for me, that's where it started changing. And that the year when everything started changing for me was when I went, you know, like fully entrepreneurship per se, was when my mom got diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
And my grandma ended up passing away that year, and I had my daughter. So 2 kids, one was in school, and I mean, it was a lot to take, right? So just being able to be available not only to my kids, but also to my mom. And, you know, most bosses, you know, it's a business. You need your employees there, right? But at the same time, like, my kids needed me. I wanted to be there for my mom, and it just so happened to be that what I had already been doing on top of my full-time job just kind of worked out. But like I said, it was never something I said one day, I'm gonna learn how to do lashes because I'm gonna go and work for myself full-time. It was just something for fun in the beginning.
Just to go back really quick to one of the things that you were mentioning right now, which is, you know, the kids and, you know, having to juggle with all of that. I was mentioning that I always see you on social media running around, and by that I mean you're always busy. It seems like you're always, you know, you're always up to something, right? So it's
always business.
It doesn't sound like there's a normal day, you know, for you. I don't. Maybe in the lash industry there is, but for you it seems like you're always up to something. So
yeah, like,
but then I also see, like, for example, I see you working hard, and then I see that you also make time to party.
Well, it's balanced. I have to. Hey, that's how I stay sane.
And then you make time for your family, right?
Right.
So what do you do there? Like, did you decide, you know what, on the weekend I'm disconnecting from my job, like, or
no.
How does that work? You don't disconnect at all?
I literally I play it by ear.
Okay.
For me, if I plan something, it's not gonna happen. It has to be like a last minute thing. Literally, somebody says like, "Hey, let's go out of town." You know what? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, I'll be there. It's just.
do you ever have to like hold her to something that she's supposed to do and doesn't?
No, usually she's very last minute, and she'll tell me, "Hey, we're doing this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
It's just very last minute usually, and it just so happens it'll be because she just happens to be free.
She has some time right now.
To work out.
Wow. No, that's good. But I mean, that's good that you can kind of balance everything. So what is, if there has been anything at all, what is one thing that has made you, I mean, you mentioned some of the challenges, but if you can think of one thing that has made you say, you know what, it's not worth it, I'm quitting. Or you've never had that thought.
Look, she can answer that for
like
you.
Every day. What's going on, Nicole?
No, she's definitely had that thought, and I've had to tell her, keep going, you can do this. And she had 2017 was pretty hard for her, but
it was rough.
But it was just, for her, I think she had got to a point where she was like really like I should just go back to lashing. And I was just like, no, you did this for a reason. You opened this school up because you were tired of seeing people lashing that didn't know how to lash because they weren't taught properly. That was the whole point of this. Is that what you want to go back to? And she's like, no. So
hey, I didn't cry. I just let me put that out there.
Cry.
I really cry.
No, but she's only had, I'm gonna say twice that I've seen her that way, and when it's that way, it's like it's been like a lot. It's not like one of those people that are just over dramatic, like, oh, this is, it'd be like like she's had like 2 years of stuff on her, and she's like, I can't do it no more. She's one of those who like just let it pile and
pack it
pile
on.
and pile.
I'll pack it on.
Well, that's tough, man.
Before I break.
No, it's really hard because I know running one business is hard as it is, So running a business and a school, I can only imagine, right? So that brings me to the next thing that I want to know about you. We had a conversation just a couple of weeks with this couple, right, that we were talking to, and one of the things that came up is fear, right? Why so many people don't do something because they're afraid, and you could be afraid of many things, right? Afraid of failure, afraid of rejection. That people, me and you kind of talked about that briefly. Was that ever in your mind?
Fear, like.
Yeah, were you ever afraid of not making it? And
so when I ended up leaving my fixed income job, I was shit scared. Like like I was scared, not because am I gonna make it, or it was more of like every 2 weeks I had money coming in, like guaranteed, right? I could call in sick and I had PTO. With lashing, it was more of like, if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. But I'm not depending on this money. So that fear. It was bittersweet leaving because it was, the dental field, had always been my passion. If I had to go back, I'd go back. But at the same time, it was that what if the clients that I had stopped coming to me? What am I going to do then? I was busy in the evenings. What am I going to do during the day? Most people work. How am I going to get clients? So that crossed my mind. It's just like, what am I going to do? Like, I was, I was depending on this money every 2 weeks. And now it's up to me to bring the money in because if I don't go to work, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
If I get sick, I don't get paid, So it's rare for me to call into work. I'll go to work sick. I'll go to work with one eye open.
With Corona?
No, not that. Hold up. Hey, not the Rona. No, but, it's just one of those things, like, what's the saying? You don't work, you don't eat.
Yeah.
So.
But she wouldn't go to work with Corona. Only she makes me do that. That's it.
There you go.
Play the victim.
Nice.
Just give her some whiskey. She'll be okay.
The employee's turning on her. Does that make you feel like Helen? No, I'm kidding. Was that too soon?
No. But the fear was always there. And I think I just hit it. I'm just like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to run and run and run until the wheels fall off. And if they don't fall off, I'm going to keep going. I mean, they've fallen off, but I'm just like, let's go again. No, of course, the fear is always there. It's just, I'm always like, what do I have to lose? At this point, this is all I tell myself, like, what do I have to lose aside from money?
So the fear itself doesn't go away necessarily.
No.
After a couple of years,
I don't
even
care
after
who
you've
it is.
tasted success, you still, I guess.
I mean, I'm still going after
No,
it.
and I agree with you, by the way, because I'm the same way. Like, I'm always worrying about, this has been a good month. What is next month going to look like, And then with Corona, like, a lot of the stuff that we had booked kind of got pushed to the end of the year or beginning of the next year. So for months, we didn't have anything.
I know. I was at home for 9 weeks.
And it's like crazy. Oh, my God.
And like, do you know what that felt like?
It's horrible. With the kids. No.
Well, no, I mean, I love my kids, of course, but I hadn't spent that much time with my kids, like literally waking up and going to bed. Like that was a lot because I didn't realize how much my life is consumed by work.
Yeah.
But they broke for spring break, and from spring break on, I mean, we stuck it out. We hated each other. Like we were like brothers and sisters at home.
Everybody fighting.
It was just constant. I bet they were like, "Mom, can you go to work?" And I was like, "Look, if I could, I would."
She used to tell me that when I was here. She was like, I'm ready for you to go to work.
Look, everybody was ready for everybody to go to work.
Yeah. But no.
Joke when I would go visit her at her house, I would walk in and it was the first time. It was the first time I saw her doing like wife duties, and I was like, "You're looking real domesticated."
I was cooking. I was washing.
What?
That's what I said. I'm like, look what y'all have me doing.
You're like, this isn't the Gaby I know.
Like, long house.
It smelled like fabuloso though.
That's funny. That's awesome. But you realize how much work it is in staying at home as well.
Oh yeah, I don't
Because,
look. I don't.
yeah.
I hats off to moms, dads who stay home, but that's just not for me.
No, I tried it, right? I tried it before. I stayed home for about 4 months. I was ready to go back to work.
Look, that's why I went blonde, because I have a lot of canas now.
Man.
I had to hide it.
That's when that happened. All the kind of started coming out this year.
Started coming out. So
Crazy.
no, but yeah, that was tough.
So then in your case, the fear doesn't go away, but you learn to, I guess, live with it, not dominate it, kind of get past it.
Look, I tell myself, I'm like, look, just we'll see what happens. That's what I tell myself all the time. I'm just like, well, we'll see what happens. Like at the end of the day, like I said, I won't get time back.
Yeah.
Money, if I lose it, I'll make it up, right? But there's always that chance that it can work out. And if it doesn't work out, I mean, it was a lesson learned, right? Everything's a lesson you learn.
I think when I hear you speak, I definitely hear you speak as a business owner, because you have to be willing to take risks on a lot of the things that you do, right? And
Right.
the people who don't succeed are usually people who don't take risks, or maybe not that they don't succeed. I don't want to sound like that, but people who rather have a 9-to-5 job, which
They
there's
want to
nothing
play
wrong
it
with
safe.
that,
They want to play it safe. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you play it safe, I feel like you don't really get a lot out of life, because you're just like staying in that little circle.
Yeah.
And apparently I like to get out of the circle. I'm just like, oh, well, we'll see what happens.
I've been there.
And then like one thing that's always stuck with me is my brother. This is from when I was able to go gamble in Vegas. He makes fun of me because he says that I'm from Monterrey, which I'm not.
Really? I didn't know that.
I'm not from Monterrey.
Okay.
But hey, he said I'm from Monterrey.
Oh, okay.
No, he's always been like, man, he was like, scared money don't make money. He's like, just bet.
That's very true.
I'm just like, ah. So in the back of my head, it's always like, scared money don't make money. So it's just, I tell myself, it's just money. I can make the money up if I lose it. So that bet I lost is going to be okay.
Yeah.
But no, that's just something that I play in my head a lot, because I feel like if I don't take that leap for whatever it is that I'm trying to do in life, there's always going to be that, well, what could have happened? And if I don't do it, I will never know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's isn't there like an old saying that says the worst? No, what does it say? I'm trying to think without butchering it. It's like the worst decisions you regret are the ones you don't take, or something like that. I don't know if
I know what you're talking about.
How does it go?
I don't know the exact words, but yeah.
Nicole, you're the wise one. What's going on?
I think it's the biggest mistake you can make is not trying, or something like it's something to that degree.
Well, it's along those lines.
Yeah.
But it is true, because the only decisions we regret are the ones that we don't.
That we did make.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's
Something
what
like
it
that. Anyways, I'm gonna go with that.
That's why I have ice cream every night, because I'm like, I
Oh
don't
my
want to regret that decision. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice, the way to turn it around. No, I'm the same way too. Ice cream, chips con salsa.
I'm like, because you know what, tomorrow it might not come. I got to make sure I have it
If
today.
I'm not able to eat it tomorrow. Yeah. No. So another question that I was wondering, and this is more around the social. How would you say, like the social perception of society towards women. And I mean, you hear a lot of arguments towards equality in the workplace, and for men and for women and things like that. And even today, when you look at, for example, I was looking at statistics. I think CEOs in America, I think only like 13% or something like that are women, right? The majority are still men. But then when you're looking at those statistics and some of the reasons, I think the major factor that they keep citing, and I don't know because I'm not a woman, so I don't know how it feels. So the biggest thing that they cite for that being the case is because aggression. You know, they say that male or men are more aggressive than women in a lot of ways in the workplace. Now, obviously not always true, and especially you see that on women who are, you know, at the top of a company. I mean, you see them as very aggressive women. You know, I've had bosses who are women who are very assertive and aggressive and, you know, very go-getters, right? And so, for example, one of the things where this shows up that they always use as an example is when you're negotiating your employment, right? Like you'll say, hey, well, we'll give you this much. One of the things they say is that men are more likely to negotiate that, to say, no, I want more, than women. Now, in your case, do you see yourself as an aggressive person when it comes to getting things done? Or do you see her as an aggressive person?
No,
not really?
Not at all. I've been having. The good thing is though, I think she's learning to be aggressive though, because before she was.
You don't want me to be aggressive.
I think before the thing with her was that before she was not able to read people very well, and I don't want to say people walked over her. It wasn't she was never someone to walk over.
I think I was trying to be a people pleaser. I was trying to be the yes man. I was trying to make everyone happy. So in the end, that bit me because I was the one that was miserable. I was the one like drained, exhausted, and venting to her, and her pretty much handing it to me and telling me like, you know, everything that I should not be doing. But it's just trying to make everyone happy, and you can't. Like, you have to stick to your guns. And yeah, that's something that I'm learning. I'm still learning, and I'm still working at it.
And you know what? I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges being in the service industry, because you depend on you know, making your clients happy. You know, and same with me. If my clients aren't happy, not only will they not come back to me, you know, they won't refer me customers. They won't, you know, and even worse, they might say bad things about me to other customers.
I mean, well, people are going to say bad things regardless. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I've learned that, you know, it just as you know, how people are going to talk bad about you, people are going to talk good about you, and then there's people who are not going to say anything. They're just watching both sides. And that's something that I've had to swallow, and it's hard. It's hard because it's just like, dang, they really think about me like that? Or like, and it's just like, you know, people are so quick to be judgmental based off what they see, not what they know. And I can vouch a lot, you know, for that, because I've heard, or I've, you know, seen or read or whatever it may be, you know, people think I'm a certain way, and I'm not. You know, there's a business side to me and there's a personal side to me, and it just
How
depends.
do you know which one is talking to? I didn't.
Like, I don't know.
They both come out whenever they want to.
They just come out.
It's on a comfort level. You get Gaby overall, but if it's something she's uncomfortable with, you get business Gaby.
Oh, what? No, that's cool. That's really cool.
Another thing is I think we don't have a lot of women CEOs because they're still holding women to be the is it the person at home, the forefront, the caretakers. It's like, I know for a while I got it. It was like, you need to stop working so much. You need to be at home with your kids more. You need to be doing this. And I'm just like,
who'd you get that from? Your family, friends? Everybody, your kids,
my mom,
Nicole.
No, I got it from my mom. My mom would, you know, my mom would tell me that, and you know, I think to this day she's probably getting a little bit more understanding about it. But you know, my thing is like, if I was, you know, your son, I don't think you'd be telling me anything. But my whole thing is, and I kind of flipped the script on her, and I was like, but Dad did it. Dad was always gone for work, and you know, yes, you know, now I understand why my mom was angry all the time, because like she had to deal with us and you know, her having to go to work. But I understand now why it's harder for some women, because they have that pressure that, oh well, that's too much work, or why do you go out of town so much for work? You have kids, you need to be home. Yes, it's like, why can't a woman do what a man does and come and go and take care of their kids? versus making you feel guilty because you're trying to do better, not just for yourself, but you're trying to show your kids that, hey, there's more to what there is. But I know, I fired back real quick. I was like, Dad was always gone. I was like,
she got business with Gaby.
I was like, so if I was a guy, this wouldn't matter. But because I'm a girl, and those are my kids, it's not like I don't see my kids. Like I come home to my kids. But it was just like, well, Dad was always gone for work, and I don't think any less of Dad. And, Dad was just out there doing what he had to do. I was like, and you never sat here and talked, oh, well, your dad this and your dad that, or anything like that. But I think it's just your significant other should be able to hold it down, when somebody is in the, entrepreneurship or whatever it is that they're doing, and just be able to be like, hey, Mom or Dad is, working. Well, just making them understand, just putting it there instead of trying to make a woman or just, a woman feel like you can't, that's just too much because your place is at home.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like you run a business, you still got to come home because the kids are like, Mom, I'm hungry. It is 9:00. Why aren't you in bed? Like, why are you asking me for food? But
so you still have work to do at home.
I always got something to,
Yeah, that's one of the things that she always tells me. Even if I go to work, I come back, I still got to work over here.
I probably have like from 12 to about 1:30.
And by her, I mean Rachel. She's behind the camera. That's why I keep pointing over there.
And I think I have like maybe between 12 to 1:30 to myself, like to just kind of BS. And I should be asleep, but I'm just like trying to catch up.
That's when you're texting Nicole your new ideas.
20 ideas.
Guess what I just thought of, Nicole?
Or like I'll get on Netflix or something and pass out. But I mean, it, like I said, it's hard to shut it off.
Oh no, and a lot of times that's kind of our time, right? Rachel's, lately she's been here with the kids, especially after we had Elias. I go to work, I come back, and it's like it's all kids' time. And then once they go to sleep at 9, once they go to bed, then we have time for ourselves, and we can sit down and we can talk and we can watch, binge watch a show or something, But and a lot of times you're tired, but you just want that time.
Look, I just want to walk in the house, sit on the couch, and not talk. I just want to sit there. But I mean, there's other things to do. Like there's a lot going on, or like I said, I'll get something pop in my head, and I'm the type of person, if I don't write it down or shoot her a text, I forgot, and it's like it's null and void. I don't even know what happened anymore. So that's why I send her like 30 texts. But
So how many out of everything that you've done, out of your million accomplishments, and you know what? Actually, before I go here, I was just gonna comment real quick on what you just said, because you're very right on that. I think the way we were brought up, it's a cultural thing. I think almost because,
and I want to break that for my kids.
And it's good. It's good. I agree with you. Because I see my mom was the same way. My mom used to stay home with us, raising us. My dad was always working.
See, and the Mexican, Hispanic, however you want to call it, you were taught to hurry up and finish high school, get you a good job, get married, and have kids.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I wish somebody would have said, hey, go to college. Okay, I mean, I went to college. I didn't finish, but...
Was it a lash school?
No, it wasn't. But it was never like, hey, you know what? Go to school. Find yourself, have fun, travel, enjoy life, and not necessarily telling them, oh, start a business, but I think when you're enjoying life and you're finding your own true happiness within yourself, not with another person or other people or whatever, I think that sparks your creativity into finding something that you really want to do, and that eventually turns into some kind of business.
Yeah.
So
no, and I see it. I was gonna say with my mom, one of the things that she used to say, I haven't heard it anymore, but she used to say, whenever I changed the baby's diaper, she's like, your dad never changed a diaper? Like your dad never helped me with that.
When my dad changed my son's diaper, he put it on backwards.
Really?
Yes. I was like, oh, no
and
wonder
then
he never
one
changed
time
that.
my grandma came to Dallas, and this is where you can tell where that mentality came from with my mom, but my grandma comes to Dallas, and we all go to my brother's house, which is where she went, and we're all hanging out with her. And then you see me, my brothers, my cousins, like all of the grandkids. We're all around her, my grandma and my grandpa. We were just talking to them and everything. And then she she tells me, I was sitting next to her. She goes, "¿Dónde está tu vieja?"
Oh. Hey.
She goes,
She'd be like, he's right there.
like, ¿Dónde está tu vieja? ¿Dónde está tu mujer? Where's your woman? And then the girls were in the living room and they were talking to each other, you know, they were just hanging out. And I was like, oh, she's right there. Ahí está en la sala. She goes, ¿y por qué no está en la cocina? Why isn't she in the kitchen?
Because we order takeout.
and it's where you realize that mentality is so engraved in that culture, you know.
Is.
And like you said, you have to kind of break that, and because I think women can bring so much to the table. Like they get a different creativity than men can. Like they bring a different perspective from men. Rachel does it all the time. I love when Rachel goes on shoots with me because, you know, I'm thinking of being creative and all of a sudden she'll bring a different solution to a problem. It's just right. Different. It's just not the same. But yeah, I agree with you on that. And with that in mind, you know, we recognize that, you know, we have a lot of work to do in our culture. As parents, we have a lot to teach our kids, right? So they can hopefully be ahead of the curve when they get to our age, or when they want to start a business and things like that. But do you see any challenges in well, I guess that would be a social challenge, but more on the level with let's say with laws or things like that that'll kind of hold women back from being successful, at least more than men, you know. Do you see any challenges there, any other social challenges outside of?
They're making everything even easier for women to be more out there.
I don't think there's anything holding anyone back at this point, or at least from what I can tell. I mean, we're in a different era now, so, you know, it's easier for women to do things now. I mean, you may occasionally get like something that's a little old school, but now it's pretty easy for women to do whatever.
But it's not coming then from like government regulations or things like that, whereas before...
No, I mean, it may come from within their relationship if they're with
Right.
someone who's not allowing them to do so.
Yeah.
But I don't think law-wise, no. I think all those doors have been pushed open. Like, it's kind of if you want it, go for it. There's nothing holding you back. The only thing that can hold you back is yourself and another person.
Yeah.
At that point. So, what did I post yesterday?
Keep making the post. They're watching, even if you're not getting any likes.
Well, that was the one for the school, but it was about the fear. Like, the fear will never subside, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just, you know, I said go balls to the wall. Like I said, you just it's one of those things. You just gotta hope for the best and expect the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that wrong?
No, you said it
No.
right.
So yeah, it's just one of those things. But I don't know. I've appreciated every failure that I've had, every wall I've hit, every fall that I've had as far as it, because I think that's what's made me appreciate everything. And if everything was just, you know.
So you've had failed ideas before?
Oh, a lot, all the time. That's every day.
Yeah, without failure, there would be no success. You gotta fail.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
So, I mean, I appreciate it. I learned what not to do. But I don't know. Some people just want a smooth sailing. They don't
Yeah.
want that. And it's like,
No, that ain't gonna
If
happen.
I-
If it's that easy, it's probably not worth it.
right. And if I let every failure that I've had, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I would have given up. But I'm just like, man, okay.
Yeah, home making pies.
Hey, my banana pudding is delicious. She makes fun of me because so when I worked at the dental office, okay, so I like to bake. I don't have time to bake.
What
Yes, I do.
is the next idea?
She gave
Pan
me
dulce
so
while
much-
you get your lashes done.
Hey, look, that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
There you go.
It's delicious.
Hey, no, so she was cute.
This happened during COVID, and she was very domesticated. Keep this in mind.
We went out delivering pies. We sure did. And it was fun. No, but she was like, "You used to do this?" Like, she was like really like.
She couldn't believe it.
Yes.
She goes, I used to bake all the time. I was just like, what?
The face that she
Hey,
makes.
But my was like, why? Why did you do it? And she was just like, because I liked you. I was like, why? What do you like? Who likes to bake?
I do. I don't have time for it, but
So the big, I just kept looking at her and I was just like, no.
it's like she was almost embarrassed for me, but I'm like, I was proud.
She's like, stop it.
And I really told her, I was just like, I'm embarrassed for you. Like, my heart hurts.
You ate it. You liked the pudding,
man.
though, right? It was
Gabby,
good.
what kind of friends are you picking? Come on.
Hey, who hurt you?
I guess someone who baked. I don't know.
Oh, man. Wait. The volume was down. Say that again. Who hurt you?
I guess someone who baked.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There's no winning. I don't know. I think Nicole's more aggressive than
Yeah, she's very aggressive.
She seems to have a
Look,
comeback to everything you say.
hey, look, you don't want to be around her when she doesn't eat. Period.
Yeah. I'm not, no, yeah, it's sad.
We had to fly back from work. She was mad the whole trip because we didn't get a chance to eat. We had to go turn in the rental car, whatever. And look, if ice could kill, I would have been dead.
I was starving.
We were
y'all.
flying back home from Miami, and she was so mad. We got off, and it was like a little kid. she did that, and I'm just like, First thing we did when we landed was get her some tacos, because, God, she was...
She was ready for those.
Oh,
Yes.
no, she...
And the crazy thing was, they didn't even give us our pretzels that time.
They didn't give us no snack, so she was mad.
Wait.
upset.
Is that why you're mad at Baker's?
She was big mad, for real. No, she was mad.
I was just like, you know when they come down the aisles, right? And I'm just like looking at them, like, I know they're gonna give me these pretzels anytime now, right? And they walk by, and they're like, okay, we're bringing the drinks. I'm like, all right, snack time, right? No, they just
No
gave us
pretzels.
drinks. And
No.
then she said, oh, we're getting turbulence. We're gonna sit back down. And then they sat down for a good 30 minutes.
So
and
she
then-
was just glaring
and then it
at
was
me
too
the
late.
whole flight. And I'm just like, I'm going to sleep. I was like, that was not a good ride back.
Man,
At all.
but you gotta have that, right? You gotta have that companionship. Someone like Nicole, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, would you? I don't know if you ever tell her, but how much has her?
I'm already laughing. I don't even know what it is, but
How much has her friendship helped you, you know, in getting all this accomplished, you know, or how much have you guys helped each other, if any?
I mean,
I just hope you don't say no. I think I would have been further if she went around.
no. She's been she's always, what is it, behind? No, I'm gonna say closed doors, behind the scenes. Like she's almost always has helped me. I brought her, you know, in when I opened up the school. So
But I was around before that, behind the scenes.
yeah, she's been around when I was just doing the lashes. She was behind the scenes. She never showed face though. But she started to show face now when I had to open the school, because in the beginning, like I ran the school for a whole year by myself.
Yeah, like a
From
crazy
10 a.m. to
person.
10 p.m. I was at work
like
by
a crazy
myself.
person.
I think this is the time where I remember that you were like very stressed, like you were
Ganas.
going through a lot.
There
Ganas.
you are. No, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I did it for a whole year, and for a while, I don't know, I just didn't want to ask for help. It was, I don't even know why. It was just, I don't know, it was crazy.
It's just crazy. Okay, so Gabby likes to do a lot of things. She doesn't stop, and she likes to bake. She likes lashes and
Make some
dentistry.
killer banana pudding pie.
But hopefully we'll get to taste that one of these days. So okay, if I'm gonna go back real quick, some of the things that I've seen that kind of have played in your success, you know, you tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong or if there's anything else to add. You know, definitely getting over your fears and just jumping in and doing things. Being able to, I guess, should I say separate, or I guess turn on, right, your business attitude when you need to, right? Because that is important, right? Like there's a difference between being nice in the service industry and being taken advantage of as you've mentioned before.
Right.
Having a good person who can back you up and help you pull the weight, because it ain't easy. It's not easy at all. And what else am I missing? What else would you say is required for success? Not just in lash, but just in general. Somebody who's trying to start a business, what would you tell them?
An open mind. Like, I mean, a real open mind.
Technical at 3 a.m. with ideas.
All the time.
Sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Oh, be ready for those for sure.
Like, there's There's a lot of, I mean, what was it? My son's fourth grade graduation?
Oh God.
Or was it third? I don't remember. So I made it through Mija's, pre-K or kinder, whatever. I think it was pre-K. And I was sitting there and we're waiting. And then all of a sudden she calls me. She says, "Hey, I need you at the school now." Our state inspector had walked in. I mean, she's a licensed inspector too, but I'm the owner, so I had to hurry up and get there.
Oh.
So my son's coming out, and what do? I have to get up, and I'm wearing heels and a dress, and I'm like trying to run out of there like professional, because I was about to take my heels off and run, but I literally left beginning the ceremony, and I felt so bad, but I had to be at work.
Did your son find out? Did he know?
Yeah, he knew. I mean, I was like, I'm so sorry, but he knows. It's just it's work, but I made it there in 5 minutes. I was impressed. It was like a 12-minute drive.
I'm not even gonna ask how many red lights you ran. Cause...
No, look, I didn't break the law. I was on the freeway. I was good.
The thing was, I was talking to the inspector, and we were talking about grass, because we both live out in the country. So.
No, but that's just kind of the thing that I'm talking about. It's like, having to get up in the middle of something that's important. It was a graduation ceremony, and I literally got up and left, and everybody's looking at me like, why is she running out? I had the security in the parking lot. He goes, "Ma'am, be careful." He goes, "Don't fall." And I was like, "I'm not falling." And I was like, "I'm running." I was like, I literally got in the car and I just took off.
Man, yeah, that's tough, because I know for me it's not as bad as missing graduation, right? So, and I don't mean to make you feel bad.
God, I mean, I felt bad.
Such a bad mother. How many times have you heard that?
I would never do something like that to my son, but no, I think with me, like the most that it's gotten to is that I've missed my son's games, right? And especially on weekends where, I'm hyping him up the whole week and telling him he can do it. He's going to do amazing. He's going to score goals. And then he gets all excited. He's talking about and not only does he want us to go, he wants us to invite other people as well. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, I'm like the one that doesn't end up going. And he gets bummed out, and I do feel bad. So I can't even imagine. Again, I don't mean to make you feel bad.
No, I mean, we'll see now that my daughter's playing, she's having her third game tomorrow, by the way. I've been making it to every game, and so cool. Now my son, I go here and there when I can, but he also understands. He's like, fine. He's like, you've been to all my games, so for her, because she'll hold it against me. That one's a little tough cookie.
How old is she now?
She'll be 7.
Okay.
And I kind of have to pick and choose, and some Saturdays, I'll be at soccer all day long.
So wait a minute, was she, when I shot your wedding, how old was she? 3, 4?
2.5, maybe going on 3.
Are
she was
you
about
serious?
to be 3. She was about to be 3.
Wow. I probably wouldn't even recognize her now if I saw her.
Oh no, you'll recognize her.
I mean, I see her on social media. She looks the same.
Yeah.
Little Gaby.
Yeah. She's 10 times worse than me, though. Just letting y'all know.
So a lot of sacrifices. Is it worth it? Is everything worth it? Would you, if you had to start all over, would you do it again, or would you do things different? What would you?
I would do it all. I would do it all over again, especially knowing what I know now. I think it would be a little bit easier, but I'm not gonna say it would be full on easy.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to show my kids that they can do anything they want to do, that they don't have to be confined to a degree, college degree, and an 8 to 5 job.
Yeah.
If you really want to do something, it can be done. It's just going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, and money.
I think that's one of the things that we have in us, as Latinos. Like, I see the example of my dad, and there's definitely racism, right? Like, that definitely does exist. I'm not naive when it comes to that. However, I've seen my dad succeed, like coming from Mexico to this country, not speaking the language, making $8 an hour, and barely having enough money for anything, right? He got us into an apartment, bought his first car that he bought was a 92 Pontiac Grand Am with no AC, and we used to drive to Mexico back and forth in that thing. So he started from there, and he, to where he is now, which he's still making. My goal has always been to make more than him, and it feels like I can't catch him.
Right.
I can't catch the guy. So the way I see the world, like the picture that I have of the world is, opportunities are there. It's up to who gets up and works at it, you know. And that's what I would teach my kids, you know. And you're probably on the same page as me, but you know, which is actually what you've been talking about, you know, my lesson to the kids is, you want it, you have to work for it, you know.
Like, I'll give my kids all their necessities, everything that they need. Now, if it gets to the point where I want, I was like, no. Like, they have their own little stash. Now, if they don't want to waste it, I'm like, do you need it? No, I want it. Okay, if you want it, then you can buy it. No, you know what? I don't want it. Okay, cool.
I need you to.
Like,
That's a good
I
way to look at
also
it.
don't want to, you know, I don't want to handicap them. I want them to know that, you know, it takes work to get money.
Yeah.
For example, he wanted this jersey. He had his wallet. He goes, well, Mom, can you buy it for me? I mean, I can, but I don't want to. I was like, because you don't need it, you know? And he's like, well, you're always buying this. And I'm like, yeah, I worked for it. I can buy me that. He's like, well, okay, I'll just pay for it. He pulls his little wallet out. He goes to the register. He pays. And so it was $100, right? And so he just pulls out $100, and she's like, 108, whatever. And he looks at me, and I said, taxes? And so the lady starts laughing. He goes, he gave me the look like, I got to pay that too? I'm like, look, everything costs money. I think that's the last time he bought anything. Poor kid.
He's like, I'm
He's
just
just
gonna
like, you know what, I
stop
don't need nothing. No, but I want them to understand that, you know, the value of $1. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I can, you know, easily get him, you know, everything he wanted, but I don't want him to be that little spoiled brat either. I don't want him to think like, oh, well, my mom can get it for me.
Yeah.
Or my dad can get it for me. It's just like, no, if you earned it, yes, but it's not going to be like, here's the platter, do what you want with it. I want them to understand that me, you know, being gone so long, yes, we can do all the things we do, travel. Like, that's one thing we haven't been able to do this year, because normally we would go travel a lot with them. But just being able to show them that, hey, it costs. Your time is your money, right? So I think he understands that now, because he's all like, well, no, I don't need it. I'm like, all right, we're good.
Told you to need it. No, that's a very important lesson. That's a very important lesson, and it's good to start teaching them that, you know, when they're young.
Now, Mija's like, I forgot my wallet.
Oh, man.
I was like, here we go.
Oh.
No.
That's a smart little cookie right there.
I'll pay you at home. That's what my kids
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
pay,
like,
oh
look,
yeah,
I
they
have
do.
your bank account. I'll transfer it over to mine. We can do this.
Don't worry about that. I got it. No, that's really cool. So the only other thing that I'm wondering, because as I hear you speak right now, you are someone who, you know, obviously you work very hard for everything you got, and you know, you believe, right, in that you get what you work for, right? But you're also very motivated, you know. Have you always been like that? Like, have you always been your entire life been so motivated, or did that come from something? Like, when did that start? Like, how did? Because not everybody's that motivated. People have ideas. Like, there's a difference between having ideas and really good ideas, even,
And pushing it forward.
and pushing it forward. Yeah, if you don't have the motivation and the drive, you just won't, you know, and the fear, of course.
I think that just has to, it goes along with me having to do something all the time. Like, I can't sit still. Like, I'm always doing something, right?
Yes.
Always. I think I do things in my sleep too. No, I don't know. I think it's just the keeping busy. That's what motivates me.
That motivated you the most, though? Where was it along the dentistry line when you were like, I'm gonna do this, and then what made you stick with it, though?
My
And
clients.
let me tell you
they're-
one thing that I heard real quick before you answer that, and then you can kind of tell me what it is, because I've heard from somebody else, and this is a psychologist, right? And he was telling me that be careful with doing things out of pure motivation, because motivation without, you know, your final destination, I guess you could say, without I don't know if you want to call it goal or creating a habit or anything like that, is nothing. You start and then you're not going to finish, you know. And so, but I believe that we need motivation to at least get us started, right? Like, we need that gas, that push. And so
There has to
I
be
should have
there
known.
has to be some kind of some kind of passion behind it. Now, if I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start a home cleaning business, I'm not gonna get far. I'll
Pie
be like,
business.
you know what, I'm tired.
Baking
I
business.
don't want to do this anymore. No, but you know, there has to be some kind of like or passion behind it. Because if you don't like it, you're not gonna be motivated.
Like me with baking.
See,
You wouldn't start a baking business?
No, I would not at all. I couldn't. Look, they could even be like, here's $1 million. No, I can't. Look, it's not gonna last me long enough to bake.
but I mean, yeah, you have to have some kind of like in it. I mean, maybe just some type of an attraction to it, because maybe you don't love it right then and there, but as it goes through, you may realize, like, you know what, where has this been all my life? Like,
Okay. And I guess it's a good, that's a good note to kind of finish in. But before we do that, I don't know if you wanna kind of tell some of the people listening, one, why lash? Why would somebody want to do lash? Go into that industry. And two, how can they get in touch with you or your school or your business if they wanted to either go to your school or at least go and get lashes done?
I'm like, lashes done? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, who would do that?
Who does that? No. Getting lashes done, especially right now, that's all you see is eyes. I mean, right now it's hot. Like, if you thought it was hot before, I mean, it's something that I think everybody's looking forward to. Because wearing a makeup with a mask is hard. I don't even think people are wearing lipstick.
No.
I don't wear lipstick.
I'm sure she's happy. No, just for me, for example, lashing, the satisfaction that my clients get, being able, it's just that it's not like a staged reaction. It's like they open their eyes and they're like, oh my God, they're so pretty. Like, to me, that's the reward within itself.
So you're making a difference in somebody's life.
Right. And some people are like, but they're just lashes. Like, right now, my lashes look horrible. I look asleep. But it's just one of those things when I get my lashes filled, for example, and she can tell you for herself as well when she does, it's like you feel like a whole new person. It's like, oh, I can take the whole world down now. Like, I can do anything. Right now, I'm just like, I need a nap. It's like, I don't feel like I can do anything right now. But it's just that satisfaction that I get from clients. And if you're one of those type of people that you want people to feel pretty or not, I'm not gonna say pretty, because I feel like you're just enhancing their beauty. You're able to, see that genuine smile and make them happy and still service them without, what am I trying to say here? Like, it's just like lashes. It's not something that you can do if you don't like it, because you have to be patient. It's not like you can just go and throw lashes on and call it a day.
Oh yeah. I've seen you do it. Like, she's like doing surgery. Like,
Yes.
God.
And that's the crazy thing, is a lot of people don't understand that you're like doing what, 1 millimeter?
Yeah.
Like, and you know how good your eyesight has to be, and then you're hunched over. No.
Well, you're not supposed to be hunched over, because you have to have good posture. So
when I say hunched over, I mean like you're sitting up over somebody, and like just to have that posture all day.
Like, before I started the school, like, I could literally lash for 12 hours a day.
12 hours?
4 to 5 days out of the week.
That's
but it
nuts.
did not feel like work to me, because it was just like,
you were enjoying it.
The music was going. My clients either would come in, fall asleep, or we'd have conversation.
Did anybody snore?
It happens all the time. Like, I'm not calling anybody out, but it happens.
I do.
It happens.
Say some names, Nicole. Say some names. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
She's thinking about it too.
She's like, should I not? No.
If she were hungry right now, she'll probably start
She
throwing
would.
names right now.
She would.
I'm good.
But no, it's just, to me, it's therapeutic. I could get lost. Like, the other night, I had just came in from out of town the day after the party. I went into work late. I had one of my longtime clients. It's like, hey, could you see me today by chance instead of tomorrow? And I wasn't doing anything at home. Kids were already going to bed. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be there right now. Went in, did what I had to do, had the music going on. She fell asleep. I did what I had to do. Look, it didn't even feel like work.
That's awesome.
So-
That's awesome when you enjoy your job that much. That's always a good thing. You know,
Yeah.
that's something that can keep you going. So, any final advice for anybody listening? I know you've thrown a bunch of advice at us, a bunch of good information that me, as somebody who has, had a business for a while, still will.
Being successful or trying to be successful, like, you're gonna lose your personal life. I'm just saying that right now because that's what it is. You know, like you said, from experiences, you don't get to make it to all your events or parties because either you're at a party or whatever it may be. But it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, how do you explain that to your kids though? Like, and this is more for him. If you're at a party, but you were supposed to do something with him, like, how do you explain that?
But if he's shooting the party, that's his job.
But then the kids are like, you're just out there at a party.
Yeah, no, I think now. Yeah, now they're at an age where they understand. Like, even if it's a party, when was it? Tuesday, right? Oh, remember I was telling you I was shooting a wedding on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I said, who got pregnant? That's what I said. I said, who got pregnant?
I sent her a picture and she was like, those kids need to be in bed right now. It's a school night. But that day, yeah, I got home at 1. Like, I went to my.
Wait, is it cheaper to get married on a Tuesday?
It has to be. I don't know.
Yes, it's like the airplane.
The venue is cheaper, right? Like the venue, the
everything
banquet,
during the
everything's cheaper.
weekday, girl.
Not
why
the
you go to
photographer
Vegas.
though. Not the photographer. Photographer's
There's
twice as much.
no deals. There's no deals on photographers.
No, yeah. So like that day, for example, was a perfect example where I left in the morning. I did see them in the morning, and I told them that I wasn't going to see them anymore until the following day. I gave them a kiss. They understood. They already know. Like they actually said themselves like, "You're going to work after this whole day." Like, "Yep, I'm gonna be working." And then the week before, also Thursday, right, with the maternity shoot, like I had a maternity shoot right after my full-time job, my 9 to 5 job, right? And so it was like I finished and I went straight to where it's gonna be the shoot. I waited there for like a couple hours for the client. Client showed up. I ended up getting here the same, what was it, like 11 at night or something like that. And it's not like we were shooting in the night. Like we finished shooting. I stayed talking to the venue owner, creating any relationship, creating meaningful relationships, I guess. I think you can probably relate to that. As business owners, you always want to see, and meet new people and hear what other people have to say, hear what people in the industry are doing, what could you adapt or what could you do as well. So I love that. I love talking to people, which is part of why we started this thing, because I can't stop talking, apparently.
I'm curious though, because I know a lot of times, sometimes it can seem like maybe Gaby's doing something social or like what would seem like partying, but it's like actually like you're having to go out and talk to people, and it looks like you're having a lot of fun, but it's like it's all business, and it's hard sometimes to like oh yeah it's fun. You're like, I want to go home.
Well, yeah.
Look, Friday, I was so ready to kick my shoes. I was like, why am I wearing these shoes?
and that's true what you're saying, Nicole, because there's times in which we love our jobs. I love shooting, right? You enjoy it, you go and work, but then there's times where you're just not feeling it, and you have to put on that face, right?
Yes.
That mask, and you just have to pull through.
See,
because
and that's what a lot of people, like she said, a lot of people, they think like, oh, well, that ain't work. You're out there having fun, you're having drinks, and it's just like, I have to talk to people.
And sometimes it's like I had to accept this invite, and I'm having a drink, but I still have to sit here and hear people out, and it'd be rude to just, oh yeah, all right, thanks.
Because
for the drink,
then
I'ma
when the
go.
tables are turned and you have something and you're inviting someone and they're like, nah, I can't go.
Yeah.
Like it's a two-way street per
No, yeah,
se.
absolutely.
But I mean, it gets tiring.
It does.
Yeah, no, you can't. I remember back in the day, my brother-in-law, when he got into sales, I had been doing sales for so long, for like 15 years. And, at the beginning, I loved it. Like, I loved the challenge and I love competition. Like, who's going to sell more? Who's going to do better? And you were just on it. You thrived on that, right? And then after so many years, you're just tired of it, And when I got out of sales, he couldn't believe it because he started experiencing that rush. Oh, it's nice. It feels good. I want to sell and sell and sell. As I do, you just get burnt out. After doing so long, you get burnt out, and you got to try something new. And I think now he's kind of starting to feel that, right? And
People who do sales, they have to love it.
Yeah.
Like, they got to learn how to sell a paperclip.
But anyway, I feel like Nicole spoke more than I thought she was going to speak. She should have been over here.
No.
You know what? You need to send me a picture of Nicole because every time that she speaks, when I edit the
We
video,
need to bump it up.
I'm gonna put her picture so people know who's talking.
Do you have anything to say?
No, just make sure to give your information how to reach you.
Yes, tell us how to reach you. If we want to go to your school or if we want to go get our lashes done, Mrs. over here trying to take off her lashes by herself.
I'll never do
Oh, he
that.
told me about that. I was like,
But by the way, I don't know if she told you, Nicole. She went and got her lashes done. I don't know where she went.
I went to Lash.
I don't even know that. I don't know.
It's a.
Gabby's-
amazing lash.
Uh-huh.
Ah, that explains
But-
a lot.
That's why.
That
That's why you were
explains a
trying to
lot.
take them off.
But no, this was after a couple of months of.
And she was like, no, this girl. She said this girl on YouTube is taking it off her by herself. I don't know what she was using. What were you using? Coconut oil. And then I remember texting Gaby, like, Gaby, my wife wants to take her lashes off. What can she do? And Gaby says, whatever she does, tell her not to try to take them off by herself. And I was like, too late. She's in the room crying because she can't take them off. She already started.
I'll never do that again.
She will
Don't
never
do
do that again. Or go with Gaby.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're doing over there. Just saying.
For real.
Anyways, if Rachel wanted to get her lashes done again,
Well,
where can she reach you? Where can she find you?
So the schools, like the school services, if they want to get licensed, Learn Lash Repeat .com, or you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Learn Lash Repeat. Services, just text me, girl. No, I'm just kidding. my schedule, it's not really opened. I think I just opened it up like for 2 weeks and probably have a couple slots left. But I don't want to put myself out there too much because then my plate gets too full and then I'm driving this one crazy over here.
We can't have that. Look, I refuse.
As long as she brings you tacos.
No, not even with the
Lunch?
tacos.
Not even?
No. No.
What?
When I'm on full go mode,
She's a little monster.
She's hard to stop.
Look, when she's on full go, like she's working that and trying to do the school. Look, this is like someone who's on ADD and crack at once.
well, when you put it like that, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm just like running.
And then I'm like, I look at her, I'm like, I'm going home. I can't do this.
I quit. How many times have you tried? Have you wanted to quit? She don't want to answer that one.
Yeah, answer that.
No, I've never really wanted to quit, but I joke around with her and I'm like, I quit, I'm done. And but she knows I'm joking. She's just like, what are you doing later? Like she just ignores it all the way because I'm just like,
Yeah.
nobody takes me serious.
No, I mean, our job doesn't look like we do much, but we do a lot. Like we do a lot. We really
It's
do.
mentally draining.
It is. We deal with so many like vibes, energies. Like
You gotta be a therapist as well.
Yes.
Some people, I'm assuming.
we hear it all. but
Really, pretty crazy stories.
Some
Yes.
of them are pretty funny. Some I'm like, whoa. I'm like that. Look, I'd be
So
stressed too.
Look, when it gets real bad, like you might want to check on this student.
No, but I mean, it definitely it keeps us on our toes for sure. But we're there to help, and I do most of the hands-on teaching. She does more of the business, and she's the one that prepares them for their state exam.
Very
And
cool.
so, which most of them have been passing their hands-on with 90s.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so
Doing it the right way.
Yeah.
the right way.
There you go. All right. Well, I think this conversation.
Again, how do they reach you for yourself, not for the school?
Me?
Yeah, for you, for your
Me.
services.
What's your
Lashes by Gaby.
Lashes by Gabby? It's her.
Plain and
what is
simple.
that's your
1B, Gaby.
GABY. 1B. Simple.
But yeah.
No, well, Gabby, I appreciate you being here with us. Nicole, thank you for being here with us. You brought a lot of good
Look, she
stories.
just made fun of my baking. That's all she did.
Thank you for being here, for telling us about Gabby's baking. But no, thank you guys also for watching and listening, to anybody who's listening. So you guys know how to reach Gaby if you need to get your lashes done. If you want to learn how to do lashes, give her a call. Shoot her a message on social media.
Give Nicole a call.
Give Nicole a call. She's the business one and doesn't bake. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for having us.